What you're about to listen to is a Bry-Fy production. Comic book reviews. Nifty nerd news. Heroes versus villains. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Bry-Fy podcast. Yes, today is the first day of the rest of coming back from okay guys, let's full disclosure. So used to be the Bry-Fy podcast. Anyone who's listening to the podcast as a small town nerd may have not known, or maybe you listened to the first episode where I explained I used to be a podcast called the Bry-Fy podcast. Well, I had kind of a midlife crisis. Well, early midlife crisis. Not really. I guess I just kind of lost touch with what I really wanted to do with the podcast, and I kind of got lost in myself and upset, and I was searching, and it was just a whole bunch of shit. And really, I think it had a lot to do with my job. My job was putting a lot of stress on me, but now that stress is gone. I am fully qualified. I'm done with all the crazy ass training, the long nights, I still work overnight and weekends, but like studying and like hitting the books and really just pounding my brain full of freaking operation knowledge and how to operate a power plant, a nuclear power plant at that. Well, not like operate systems within it. Like, I don't actually run I'm not Homer Simpson, okay? That guy's a genius. Me, I just turn valves and switches and things like that. But anyway, that's all behind me now. So now I get to really just enjoy the job, build on what I've learned. And so my stress levels have almost completely gone down. That being said, my blood pressure's still high as fuck, so but I'm taking medication. So I think a mixture of work stress and blood pressure medication is bringing me back to normal, where I want to be. So here's a PA and a little announcement for everyone. Go get yourself checked out. Get on the meds. Get on the meds. You'll feel so much better. You'll feel like yourself again. It's like a Snickers, except, they cost hundreds of dollars. Except, Snickers does not cost nearly as much. Anyway, I'm getting way off topic. So, yes, I've been feeling great. I've been thinking about this for a little bit, and I want to bring back the Bry-Fy podcast. I honestly miss being the Bry-Fy podcast, and I miss the things that I was doing with it. And I think I got into a rut and was looking for I was podcasting for like 7 years. Like, I'd been doing it for a long ass time, since like 2012, maybe 2013 at the earliest point. And so like, that's what I'd been doing, and that was like my identity for the longest time. And I think I just kind of lost it, but I'm back. And what was funny is that also coincides with another thing that I'm going to be back for that we're going to talk about today, because huge announcement. And so I'm super excited for this. And it didn't even happen because of this. It wasn't like because I was going back to the Bry-Fy podcast that this was going to be happening, but it just was like a happy little accident, as Bob Ross would say. I've been invited to go back to COMICPALOOZA in Houston, Texas at the George R. Brown Convention Center to be be a part of the podcasting program, share the show, share some of my favorite things about it and what's coming up, guests that I'm excited for. And there are some guests that I'm excited for. And there's a whole bunch of shit that I'm excited for COMICPALOOZA in H-Town. Because one, H-Town. I love Houston, love being in Houston. All my friends are in Houston. There's so many great places to eat, and especially in the area where they have COMICPALOOZA at the George R. Brown Convention Center, downtown Houston, right next to Discovery Green. You got Minute Maid Park, so if you love baseball. You got the Toyota Center if you love basketball. You have it's not BBVA Compass Stadium, the Houston Dynamos soccer stadium is right there if you love soccer. But say you don't like sports, whatever. Maybe you like drinking. Tons of bars around. One of my favorites being Neil's Bar, which is like right across the street. There's great food places around. Maybe you're not into that. Maybe you want something a little bit different. Well, maybe a few blocks, I can't remember if it's north of George R. Brown, there's Joysticks, which is like this cool arcade pinball place. You have even just a little bit further, Cidercade, which is like Bishop Cider Company, and they're like an awesome arcade place with even more arcade and pinball stuff than Joysticks, which I'm a huge fan of. And it's just downtown Houston, man. Discovery Green's awesome. Tons of opportunities for cosplay pictures and checking people out. Like, well, people watching. Maybe not check people out. That sounds a little not right. But, like, you know, people watching. Tons of people are going to be dressed up. They do things outside of the convention. So, hey, maybe you don't have time or money to pay for the convention proper and spend real time in there, but if you happen to be in downtown Houston that weekend, you could swing by, check out some of the outside events, and have a lot of fun. My wife and I have done that sometime. Like, I think last year we were unable to we had other activities planned for that weekend. Unfortunately, I was really upset by it because that was going to be my first time going back since COVID and all that happened. But we were able to kind of see outside. A dude was doing like an ice sculpture thing with a chainsaw. There was music, tons of cosplay, which was really like one of the best parts about it. So there's so much for you to do at COMICPALOOZA, and so much fun. Tons of great food around the area, like, and just like not just the convention itself, you know, like just the area is so much fun. The convention itself, way more fun, but from comic book artists and writers and other people adjacent to that, a bunch of indie creators. They have actors, voice actors. Just, I think people from The Boys are coming. I think one of the big ones is going to be Carl Urban, that I can recall off the top of my head. I'm not looking at a sheet. This is like a quick update. This is like my announcement, letting you guys know I'm a part of it. So I'm going to be doing another episode fairly quickly. This is just to kind of like get you guys into the mood this weekend before we put something real out coming next week. And so just keep an ear out, because next episode's going to have tons of updates on what's actually going on at COMICPALOOZA that you guys are going to want to hear and want to see, and you're definitely going to want to be a part of. So be sure to get your tickets. You can go to, I'm sure you can just Google COMICPALOOZA and you'll find it. It's that big of a show, guys. If you're listening to this and you don't know, it's that big of a show. If you just type in COMICPALOOZA, it's going to give you the Houston, Texas COMICPALOOZA. It's going to give you all the great shit. And what's the best part? You got some time, man. It's not happening now. It's not happening in the next 2 weeks. It's happening May 26th through May 28th, 2023. I mean, yes, that is kind of right around the corner, but you got some time for it, right? And I like I said, I'm just so stoked. I'm so excited. I'm so blessed and happy to be a part of it this year. It just happened, you know, and like, I don't know how else to describe it. Like, it just happened. And so I'm really excited for that. But that's kind of it for the update that I wanted to give y'all. So be tuned. Make sure you follow me on social media. Everything is back to at Bry-Fy Podcast. That's Bryfy Podcast. If you were following me at Small Town Nerd, it should automatically switch over to the Bry-Fy Podcast for you guys. So like on Twitter, on Instagram, on Snapchat, TikTok, all those beautiful places. I think the only thing I have not changed yet is my Facebook page, which is still showing the Small Town Nerd. I need to make sure my Apple Podcast stuff switches over, because I don't know if that changes my RSS feed. So if you're not listening through Podbean, we may have to figure something out. I don't know yet. I gotta go listen. I gotta go see what happens when I post this episode out, and if it shows up and updates on Apple Podcasts. That's like the real big thing that I have to do. But like I said, guys, I'm so happy. I'm so excited. This is going to be great. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to try to do some themed episodes leading into it to kind of lead us in to what's going to be happening with COMICPALOOZA, and maybe you guys will get a bit excited about that kind of stuff. And because I know I am. I need you guys to get on my level, because right now I am on the hype train and just so like, whoa, like that's how, like, I'm full in, guys. Like, I don't know. It just feels so right coming back to be the Bry-Fy podcast. Like, it feels so good. It feels like, like I was a professional athlete. I got traded to some team, or like I went to another place thinking I'd be happier. And now my home team, the team that drafted me, has brought me back. And I'm just stoked. I'm ready to like perform. I'm ready to ball out and show you guys like, this is why you loved me. This is why you're going to keep me. And this is why like we're going to go win the championship this year. I don't know. I'm all kinds of juiced up now. I got Subway, so I'm so excited. Not a sponsor, by the way. But anywho, that's going to be it for this quick little update episode. Just wanted to get you guys excited and into it. We will see y'all next in a few days. In a few days when a new episode comes out. Like I said, keep an eye on social media. You're going to see a lot of cool stuff coming from me. You're going to see a lot of hashtags and a lot of things that you want to tag yourself in and be a part of, because I'm sure COMICPALOOZA, being so close coming up, is not going to let things like just slide. They're not like that, but they probably have some things in the works, some chances to be a part of some really cool things. So be sure to follow all my hashtags, all my posts, and be a part of that if you want to go and have a chance to have a lot of fun at COMICPALOOZA, Houston, Texas, May 23rd through the 26th is what I think I said. Let me go back to my email just to be sure. May 26th through the 28th. I fucked that up. Sorry, guys. May 26th through the 28th, and we will see you guys in a little bit. Bry-Fy out.